Okay. Let's look at the normal stuff first. We have no faction offers here, so none of the factions have a presence here in Valarius Village. Trade options. So we brought mushroom beer, and we've got food. We can sell the food for good money. It's selling at 2. They have almost none to purchase. That's the problem I got into down in Kernak. And we showed up with this big Comitatus retinue, and there was no food. Just could not buy any. There just wasn't any. So, mushroom beer. I got to look at my prices on the mushroom beer. Show me stack price. So we'd sell at 4. And we bought at Torzag mushroom beer at 2. So we double our money here. But we're looking at getting even more. Holy crap. Oh, wait. We bought at 4. Now I'm confused. Did we buy at 5 and now we're going to sell at 6? Oh, I think I looked at the wrong category at some point. No, I'm backwards again. Buy at 2, sell at 4 at Valarius, sell at 6. Yeah, we want to save our beer for the Mines of Plenty. I'm keep looking in the wrong direction. Lower number here, top number here. Valarius and the Mines. No, bought at 3, sell at 6. All right, I'll get the numbers right. Yeah, we're definitely going to hold the beer for the mines. All right, so selling a little of the food would be about it. Let's go ahead and do that. We're at 8 days. Let's do one more stack. Oh, wait. Holy crap. Oh, that's right. I clicked on that. All right, never mind. All right, 7 day supplies. Freeze up a couple of slots. I think that'll do. We're going to keep the mushroom beer. So we're done trading. Got any funky equipment? Looks pretty standard. No equipment to worry about. Small number of the various crew and beasts. Exchange news. Check for passengers. Passengers going to the mines. Sure. All right, so we're down to just the storyline stuff. Besides the sounds of haggling, pickpocketing, and whoring, loud cries now rise in volume in the main plaza, and thus draws you out of the Mancio. Hang him, some of the residents yell. Let him go, others call in upset voices. It seems there's some kind of justice being doled out. A platform has been raised, not too high, of course, and there's an uncommonly large crowd around it, humans and wraiths alike. There is indeed a trial going on. A thief was captured after breaking into the caves of Janimima. Janimima. One of the powerful women of the city, a brothel owner. It is a farce, as there is no more justice and law in Valarius than the amount you can pay or fight for. It seems it was a bad choice to make the whole process public. The enemies of Janimima appeared in great numbers and started to defend the thief's actions only for the sake of making the madam uncomfortable. What should have been a simple execution thus turns into a big shouting match. Some more enterprising and neutral onlookers have started to sell lichen beer in the crowd, while others are making bets on the outcome. The speeches and general feelings are getting more and more heated. Stick around and have a look, or leave and return to the Mancio. Sure, take the look. Instead of a real trial, several people close to each other speak very loudly about rights, justice, and truth. One of them, a well-known robber, argues that the thievery in question was to provide some food to the children of the thief, therefore he should be able to walk away freely. A wraith talks at length about the right of not being judged to be a cannibal because someone eats human meat. This one is not really connected to the case. Another one cries out loud, the sanctity of ownership is an inalienable right in Valarius. The listeners stifle their laughter. Now you only need some bread. The circus is here already. The outcome of the debate is that judgment should commence, but the current jury is so clearly biased that they need someone more independent. Madame Genemima points at you, a Vagrus, well respected in their conduct and without open connections to either side of the case. You would be perfect for the job. Would you take the responsibility of being the judge in the case? One of the jury asks. Oh boy. Gonna get mobbed by the other side. Accept the responsibility and tell them that securing justice is one of the most important duties a Vagrus can perform. Some spectators already starting to snigger. Oh boy. The opposing side presents their views on the case. The thief presses the issue of stealing under duress, that there are several children, depending on his income, from 3 different women. He got caught only because he was misinformed about the timing of the brothel guard's positions. He argues that he should not be punished because of the incompetence of his informant. Oh my. Genemima, the madam, states that the thief has been caught red-handed and should already be dead if one of her advisors had not had the idiotic idea of making the whole affair public. She asks for immediate execution for the sake of the security of the community. According to her, the thief has been responsible for most of the thefts and robberies in Valerius in the last year, although this would have clearly required the close coordination and restless labor of dozens of professionals. Some onlookers call for a lenient judge. Just cut one of his hands off. What is your decision? Huh. Go for the extremes or take the middle ground? Nobody seems to be in doubt that he actually did try to steal stuff, but, you know, here it's kind of expected. Also to consider, this might be a location we can go to. Let him go recruit him. I don't know. I don't know if this is a companion type NPC and whether we would have that option. We did save right before we came in, so I mean, I could kind of experiment. I was leaning initially to the middle ground, cutting his right hand off, but... I think... given the way we were treated on arrival, I'm going to let him go. Let's see what happens when we let him go. Alright, Finderarth gained loyalty. Everybody else lost loyalty. Not great. You stand up and proclaim your judgment. The thief should go free. Most of the people in the crowd are shocked. The thief looks surprised too. He thanks you for your wisdom and compassion. He loudly vows to become a better person after receiving this second chance from the fates. Then he scurries away. The accusers get incensed and pelt you with pebbles. Genemima spits in your direction, curses you, and vows revenge. There's a brief brawl, and the whole thing dissolves into the day's drinking and general perpetration of misdemeanors and intermittently felonies. Justice has been dealt, such as it is. Alright, so I have no idea if that will have any longer effects. I'm wondering if we can get the essences that we needed here. They want meat, no matter the source. Even if you happen to find some corpses, say, theoretically, in a cemetery not far from here. Krifta informs you this race should be able to lead you to Krog-Vor. Let's do the trade thing first. Offer them a mount. Well, we know what that would be used for. Sell them one of your slaves. Youch. Dark. Sell them a pile of corpses. Two of you tell the Wraith that you wish to find the Orc warband reported to be in the vicinity of Valarius. He blinks twice. I can tell you for 5 changers. Pay him, intimidate him very low. Try to lie your way to the information with moderate success. Takes the perks of all companions as well as those of the Vagrus into account. So the skills and such and perks of your various companions and your own skills sometimes are applied only individually, meaning one person commits their skills to a test. Sometimes it looks at everybody's skills and uses the best, or it adds them all up. So in this case, it's taking all the companions as well as Vagrus into account. So we've got charismatic plus 12% and con plus 18%, giving us a moderate chance. I mean, it's just 5 of the middle currency. I know it's not even the middle currency, it's the lowest currency. I'm just going to pay him. He pockets the coins with an obnoxious grin on his face. Those murderous, stinking bastards were indeed in the area. They ended up killing folk, of course. Then they took out a comitatus to the northeast. Nothing else to be had among the rubble, locals have seen to it. Locals also say that a good tracker can find his or her way to the camp of the orcs. If you're going up there, be sure to give them what for. Let us find that comitatus. I can track the orcs from there. Okay. I assume that would be it. All right, market. So what did we need for that quest? The other book. We needed spectral residue. They're definitely not going to have spectral residue on the market. This is all just standard items. Well, yeah, it sells for a lot, but it's... You can only sell it, apparently, in very specific locations and/or... I don't even know if you can sell it. It's used for important things that you want to craft. So I'm kind of carrying it around and not checking in detail, but yeah, it's very valuable. It's just also contraband, so it's constantly just going to be sitting in here doing nothing for a while. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be buying anything here. We're just going to be passing right on through. Yeah, I mean, I could sell it for 47, but the full value is like 600 or something crazy in regular places. So I don't want to try to sell it for 47. Yeah, I don't think we have much else to do here. So I can't buy what I was hoping to buy. We do need to rest, though. They don't have a fancy option. Not an available option in this Mancio. We are at 988, huh? Alright, let's at least do that one. So, do we divert north to try to start doing this thing? And how am I going to know on this map when I'm in the right spot? Yeah, I went the wrong direction. I'm not sure if this is just a symbol in the middle of a vast area and it might be anywhere in the area, or if I specifically, it's suspiciously centered. I don't know if that's intentional or if I just need to kind of wander around the area. I don't know how this process works. Yeah. I'm not sure if sending scouts out is going to help. Maybe I'll do that next turn. Only a 48 and a 45 with a 6% crit fail. You guys stay home. Full guards. This could get dangerous pretty quick if we don't get any food. Alright, let's try the scouting thing. Distance 6. Gets us at least 2 nodes in every direction, except for that one. Yeah, I need to keep the cost to 7. I haven't tried the auto scouting either. Ouch. What am I learning? Back where I came from. Is it going to be the best chance for that? It's not looking like it's going to do anything in regards to finding the location. Yeah, whoops. That's not what I wanted. Crap. Crew change, -1 scout. What happened? Died of what? All I did was move. Or was that the event from the scouting mission that I did? Oh my goodness. Now we're kind of in trouble. Uh-oh. Find yourself in an open field with thick green grass and blue flowers, likes which you've never seen. Well, you must be dreaming, I hope. Above you, the night sky is so clear that the stars and the 2 moons almost blind you with their light. Yet it seems that this is an unfamiliar sky, and you get the feeling that it is old somehow. A constant whispering sound can be heard, but whenever you try to find its source, it feels like it is coming from no particular direction. You can see a dark line on the horizon, and feeling drawn to it, you begin to walk towards it. At length, you come upon dark woods that stretch out as far as you can see under the twinkling skies. The whispering is closer now, and somehow angrier. You catch sight of movement among the tangled vines and thick foliage beneath the sable canopy. As you watch, a hunched black figure appears among the trees, and the whispering becomes louder, more pronounced. Is it calling to you? You realize you must be dreaming, yet you cannot wake up. The terrifying figure moves again, now has glowing blue eyes, but it is still obscured by the forest. You feel constricted, like what sinking into the ground must feel. The figure calls to you. It knows your name. It reaches out with a shadowy limb, and you feel being drawn to it. The fear is driving you insane. Face the shadowy figure. Very low success chance. Only takes my own perks into account. Strong-minded 0, magic sense 0. So we're not getting any bonuses. Increase your chance of success in the test by 15% at the cost of 2 resources. Nah, we're going to flee. You turn away from the figure, trying to put some distance between it and yourself, but it does not go the way you expected. It's as if the grass under the ground has become muddy, a great swamp that now threatens to swallow you. Desperately trying to free yourself, you struggle against the earth. Your panic rises as you can feel the figure getting closer and closer, but you cannot turn around to look at it. Its icy cold breath is surrounding you, and the whispering has now become deafening. It's impossible to get away. You see a great shadow cast over you as the horror is now standing right behind you. If not Tulamos tune, it rasps. You wake up covered in a sheen of cold sweat. Okay. And we are pretty much out of food. And no closer to getting this thing figured out. This trip is going to be rough, because I don't think the mines are going to have any food at a decent rate either. $100%, pay now, send everybody out regardless. Full guard still. Oh my goodness. That is a terrible, terrible number. Starvation on the way. $45. We went from like a 67 where we got nothing. Now we're down to a 45. Ooh. And we can only do 50% rations. Ah, this is ridiculous. Fail, 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 fail. Alright, we're going to start taking pretty big negative hits here. An outlaw necromancer. Well, I guess it's not really going to matter now, because we're about to get murdered by some undead. They're even stronger than we are. I sense a reload incoming. Buy them off. Moderate chance of success. I mean, 6, 1, 2, 2, 4, 7, 9, 8, and 6. Youch. Lovely. They want... I forget where it shows me what they want. Auto offer. Nothing? They just want money? Well, hell yeah, I'll just pay money. Successful appeasement. Alright. I'm shocked, but sure. I really, really needed success. We're down to 46. And we can't supply rations. Ah, this is just... Come on. Really? Now they're just doing it to piss me off with ridiculous continuation of stupid low numbers. These give messages, but that one doesn't. Can only move one. And or just sit here in place and try to get food. The numbers are getting worse and worse. Youch. Oh, scouts. You are hilarious. All right, we're down to ill-fed. 6 movement points left. Vigor dropping, everything dropping. Where's the actual mines node? I can't tell. Pretty foul mood, huh? High chance of success because we got all these bonuses. Tiny bit. We're going to turn this thing around. I keep going without guards. Oof, down to 5. I still can't really tell where the mines are at. Morale is broken, which is lowering my workforce values, which is then causing all the other problems. So yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope that cascades quickly. I'm assuming that is the Mines of Plenty. I have no forced march capability. You managed to do the unthinkable with a mixture. I love how I'm making all the morale checks, but I'm failing all the foraging checks. Just consistently. They haven't completely thrown me off yet. Four movement points. I can force march my way in. It's not giving me an actual... There it is. Comatunus arrives at the foot of the main hill upon which a settlement called the Mines of Plenty is found after having passed rows upon rows of dwellings already. Above you, drakes and dragon riders circle the cloudless skies, watching over the working crews out among the ravines. A detachment of armored soldiers in various Dragonlands colors approach you. Inspection follows. Yeah, fine. How much? Not much. Don't want to pay with goods. Yep, pay the tax. Actually good that they're big enough to check us. The miners, oh, you guys are lucky. You're lucky to survive the trip in here. We still had 5 days to go. Restock back to Torzag. Show me the important thing. Really? Oh, there's only 400 available, though. All right, mushroom beer, selling for 6, purchased for 2, a little over 6. Yeah, 6 exactly. So triple price as long as it doesn't get depleted. It's in demand, so I don't think it will. So, oh, it's already going down. That's not a good sign. Okay. There you go. All of a sudden... Oh, they have 1.8 stacks. Yes, they have 1.8 stacks. Okay, we bought out the food in the location. We delivered the passengers. We turned in our trade mission. Any equipment of note here? I haven't looked into prospecting and how that works or anything about it, really. No faction offers. No slaves, 2 scouts, 3 workers, 4 fighters. We managed to keep everything alive, but our morale is shattered. Our obedience is not mattered. Nutrition is terrible. Vigor dropped. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Salem is the closest location. I'm assuming that's a valid place we can go to. I'm not sure if you can forage along these minor roadways or on the minor roadways as opposed to these major paths. I don't remember actually testing that. I think we need to head there though in the hopes of getting food if we keep failing in my foraging checks. So I'm not gonna... I mean, 21 days, we'll absolutely be back at Torzag's before 21 days goes out. Or would Lumen be a better choice? No, not Lumen. I don't want to go to Lumen. I was thinking Devon. We went up to here. Probably not. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. So, bronze, huh? They don't have a lot of bronze here. What do they stockpile? It's a mine. A little bit of bronze, a little bit of copper, ivory. We brought in the mushroom beer. Scrap metal, silver, tin. Huh. But nothing in any real quantity. Okay. The Ratharnak Emporium. Visit the Hungry Miner Tavern and base of operations. Emporium of the Ratharnak Alliance is in a large building complex in the midst of the settlement's sprawling bazaar. You pass through the crowd and noise and smell of the market and enter the sandstone villa's cooling shades under the green and orange canopy of awnings. The trading house offers a lot of services for those that they are on friendly terms with. Haha, purchase dragon bone. Ooh, reinforced my cartwheels. Plus 10 flee, plus 2 max march. Heck yeah. Got enough med supplies. We don't have the faction. Yeah, we don't have Ratharnak Alliance up to level 1 yet. Okay. The Hungry Miner. Trading shop. Cauldron simmering on the fireplace. Harvek wants to talk to you in private. Asks for help in prospecting. Tainted mercenary and you sit down at a secluded table. He explains that some miners he drank with confirmed that a man from his hit list is indeed close to this town. The fellow in question is a foreman at a mining venture funded by the Loaders Guild, although according to Harvek, only in name. These positions are typically held by Collegium members to give them legality. In any case, he could deal with the issue alone, but asks you to wait for him. It'll take a night for me to do the deed, boss, he tells you. Insist on going with him. Of course we gotta go with him. I definitely need, I need to spend a day here, but I think it's going to burn my own food to feed my comitatus, even if we spend time in the Mancio arrangement. And we'll burn through that instantly. Harvick snorts in surprise when you tell him you want to be a part of this. Who am I to deny you, boss? He says, pats you on the arm and tells you that you can set out immediately to the mines nearby. You head off to the mines to find Harvick's target. He tells you to bring only one more, if anyone at all. Who do we take with us? So he is... I don't actually participate in the fight. There's no me to put in the fight. He's a warrior type. It's either going to be Krifta or Finderath. So ranged fire, magic. Although we're going to mines. I'm not sure if Garrick would be a good choice. I don't think that'll really come into play. So let's do... We've got the chain lightning, the solo lightning, the fly, and the magical barrier, I think. I think we'll bring her. She's limited by power, which might be a problem. But she can put a barrier in front of him and then support. Yeah, let's bring Finderath. After leaving the town proper behind, you spend several hours searching for the right mine, which you eventually locate tucked away in a valley north of the settlement. According to Harvick, this area has long been depleted of ore, but apparently surveyors have found new veins recently, and the Loaders Guild bought up the rights on the quiet. Once you make it to the mine, you spend some time staking it out. There are only a handful of guards outside. Harvick suggests making the hit look like an accident by collapsing a tunnel on the foreman and wonders how to go about it. See, now I wish we'd brought the other guy. Sneak in, huh? Skulker, no dexterous bonus, and a tiny bit of perceptive. Bribe the guards and sneak in. Oof, big time money payout. And persuasion 2 we have. I don't think this is going to give us enough to get this chance high enough. I don't know how 15% translates into their little descriptive chance factor. If that would move it into low versus very low or even moderate or what. I would guess it's probably going to be too low. All right, let's, you know, it's just money. Your plan works splendidly, and you infiltrate the tunnels with Harvick once the guards are out of the picture. And once in, you try to locate the target. Oh, crap. Once you locate the foreman, a huge bearded orc in one of the tunnels, it's only a question of figuring out how to collapse it on him to bury the man. So, engineering, yeah, we should have brought the dwarf. And navigation. Alright, well, spend the points, roll the dice. You fail. 48 to a 44. You find the post to break, and before anyone could react, the tunnel collapses on the foreman and a handful of miners, as the rest busy themselves clearing out the debris and perhaps saving a few of their unfortunate fellows. You make yourself scarce. Some notice you even in the chaos, and you are sure that this will get back to the loaders in one way or another. Once you are far away from the mine, Harvick and you sit down for a brief rest, and he offers you some booze he has in his canteen. Thanks for doing this with me, boss, he says, grinning. Few people comprehend how important it is for me to get back at them. Much appreciated. Yeah, big faction hit. Yeah, big faction hit. +1 insight, lost movement, gained loyalty with Harvick, but lost loyalty with Finderath. Man, there is so much of that gain-loss stuff, and it's hard to know ahead of time and make value judgments. Okay, so, you know, lost some cash and lost a chunk of... That's actually a big chunk of faction. Yeah, that was a significant chunk of faction. I think we only get like 6 per trade mission we complete, so that's like 4 full trade missions worth of faction we lost. So that kind of sucked. Hopefully we get some benefit out of that for Harvick. What are we at? Hey, we're up to 13 insight. Look at that. We've gained 3 points from our recent traveling around. I haven't been watching the messaging. We still don't have enough to get the authority up another point. I Yeah, I just, where does it tell me how many points I actually need? I get annoyed about that. So I haven't really taken a close look at the characters and checked to see if there's some particularly useful things that I could be upgrading with some of the insight. I've been kind of scared to actually spend it. Alright, so that was one of the options there. Ask the staff about the town. I'm not going to read all this out. We can prospect. Need to get a permit. Hire somebody who's good at prospecting for advice. Help in prospecting. Apparently I don't have anything for him. Oversees the mining operations. Get the mining rights here. Knowledge of prospecting, richness of sites, and your workforce's effectiveness will determine the amount of ore you can acquire. Purchase a mining permit. No thanks, not right now. So you can get prospecting rights, and you can also buy the right, as well as get an assessment. Youch. Man, things start getting expensive. Alright, we got some idea what's going on here. Again, not much food. No equipment, no faction offers. This again be the part where I pare down the comitatus because of the extreme food costs that we have. And being in a place with no food and no trade goods to worry about filling cargo slots. Consumption of 250 out of our 441. Yeah, we can't even sit in town. We can't feed our comitatus. And so far, the foraging has been terrible. Alright, I think I'm going to save here. And exit. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We're in a similar situation to when we went to Karnak, where the local resources just can't support our comitatus. There's nothing for me to trade, so I've got way too big a group, burning way too much food for the environment we're in. So I think it's time to slim down again. Maybe get rid of 2 beasts and a bunch of the workers and warriors. The problem is when I get back to civilization, it takes me a while to get back up to strength or size because there's not enough of the beasts and workers at one particular place to get me back up there again. Usually there's 3 or 4 beasts, so that probably won't be a problem. But sometimes I run into a problem with the other ones where there's only 3 or 4 warriors or scouts and I need like 10. So, yeah. So we had some hard times there going across there. That was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. Pretty bum rolls for half a dozen or so foragings. I think we succeeded once out of the entire trip across that area. And the numbers weren't terrible. I mean, we're usually 45 to 61%. We just kept failing and failing and failing. And then, unfortunately, I don't know how much of a difference it would have made if I had taken the dwarf. Since we didn't end up fighting, he would have been better for that final check for the cave-in. But I don't know how much of a percentage difference he would have made with his particular skills. I know it would have been some, but yeah, we just missed that roll too, which is a big hit on our faction. So still learning lots of stuff. We saw some new events. We got into some fights. We handed some cash to some necromancers. That one still weirds me out. It's like, get into a big fight and get my ass kicked and get turned into walking undead for my entire party, or hand you 3 bros? What a choice. Yeah, so, you know, that was kind of funny. But beyond that, good times. Still having to make some decisions, still learning lots of stuff. So we got a lot of parts of the game to investigate still. I haven't done any of that prospecting stuff. No idea if it's valuable or not. With Garrick in our party, I'd have to check his skills. And if I just can't stay here. I mean, I would love to investigate the prospecting stuff, but if I can't feed myself, there's no point. So I'm not sure how you work that. Do you come in with a super light party? And just full of food and then do some prospecting? I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. But we will we'll keep plugging away at it. So as always, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna go try to get some shut-eye. It's about 4 a.m. my time, so time for me to go sleep.